Hello all, welcome to session 14 of the PySpark series. So, in last session, we have seen the multiple ways to rename the column of a data frame, right? What we have done is we have created the schema, we have created data frame, right? The first way we have seen is like if we have to rename one column, we have with column rename transformation, right? Rename multiple columns, we have change the with column renamed transformation. So here I had to rename three columns. So I have used it as three transformations by chaining the three transformations together, right? Then next is we have used select transformation where all the three columns I have renamed in one transformation only, in one, select transformation, right? Then the fourth one is I have created a Python lib. Okay. So here I am aware of what I can say, the um the sequence of column names. Generally, in when you have bigger tables, it is difficult to know the sequence of columns, right? And many times we don't need to, rename all the columns. So whenever we know the sequence of columns, we can go with this approach, right? 2DF approach. Yeah. Then in 2DF approach, what we have seen, I have to put the star at the start of my list. This is because my 2DF take string as input. Yeah. Then what? Next one I have done using Spark SQL, only EMP ID add kind of alias. Okay. The next one, what I have done is I have used select EXPR, okay, selecting employee ID, EMP ID as employee ID, EMP name as employee name, EMP salary as employee salary. This is sixth approach. And I told you in last section, we can use with column transformation as well. So for all these different ways we have used to rename the column, we will understand which is performance efficient, right? But before that, we will understand two more ways, right? For example, I'll create EMPDF7. What I have to do, I have to use EMPDF with column. Okay. Now, which column I have to rename? For example, EMPID. EMPID, I have to, okay, here I'll need to create new column. Okay. And I have to make this column same as what EMPID, right? Similarly, I have to, so the way I have chained with column renamed, I have to chain with column as well, right? So employee name, I have to make same as EMP name, right? And third, it should be dot with column. This is how we chain the transformation. Okay. Employee salary, and here it will be EMP salary. Now here I'll be having six columns to this data frame. Okay, because this column is not existing in EMPDF. I have created this just to rename this column, right? Definitely not an efficient approach, but I'm just telling you one more way, right? So what I have to do, I have to drop these columns which I don't need, right? So we have a drop transformation in PySpark data frame where I can just specify my column names to drop. Okay, MP salary, right? If I run this, yes, this is successful. Let me display this now. Display. You can see column names have changed, right? So what I have done, I have kind of created new column which is similar to these columns, similar to existing columns, just to rename the column, which is definitely not an efficient approach. Okay, but schema it will remain as it is. Okay, empdf7 dot print schema. If I print, it will remain as it is. You can see employee ID while defining the schema. I specified that as an integer. employee name I specified as string and this salary as long, right? So this is also one approach just to, develop thought process. We have learned this approach as well. Okay. There is one more approach. There is one more approach which we can use by using Python dictionary. Okay, I'll show you how to do that. For example, I'll just create Python dictionary, employee rename dictionary. What I have to do, this first is my old column. I have to rename that to what? Employee ID, right? So my second column is EMP name. Okay, EMP name. I have to rename that to employee name, right? And third column is my EMP salary. I want to rename that to employee salary, right? So this is the Python dictionary I have created. Okay, this is old column, this is new column, right? Now what I have to do, I have to iterate over this dictionary. Okay, what I will do, I'll show you. We will get one issue as well. How to solve that issue, that also I'll let you know. Now, what I have to do is I have to uh, use for loop for old call name, old column name and new column name in what emp rename dict dot items. Okay, I have to iterate over the items of this dictionary. Okay, what I have to do, I have to create empdf8 which is equal to empdf dot with column rename. One by one it will iterate over this dictionary. Okay, what I have to do, I have to replace old column name with new column name. Okay, old column name with new column name. Let me run this and let me display empdf8 empdf8 dot display, right? Okay, so though we have iterated, okay, on this empdf8 empdf, I said with column renamed old column name to new column name. Okay, it has not changed the column name, it has changed only one column name. Okay, because what it has done is, what it does is it iterates over empdf. So in first iteration, okay, though it has changed empdf to employee df, it has assigned empdf8, okay, the updated column name. But again in second, it is iterating over empdf only. It is not iterating over empdf8. Okay, so it has changed second column name, again assigned to this, but again iterated over original empdf8 where this EMPDF, EMPID, and EMP name are the columns of EMPDF. Okay. So in third iteration, it has assigned the updated column name. Okay. And we have got only third column name changed, right? So the solution to this is what we can do. EMPDF it in the start, I can make it equal to EMPDF. Okay. Now what it will do, I'll just show you. Okay. EMPDF8 equal to EMPDF8. I have to do this. Okay. Okay. Still not. Okay. Now it has updated. See. So what I have to do is I have to make it iterate over EMPDF8. Okay. Now if you see, I have made EMPDF8 equal to EMPDF. Okay. Now EMPDF8, it has changed the first column name in first iteration. Okay. Now my EMPDF8 is what? Employee ID, EMP name, and EMP salary. In second iteration, it has changed second column name. In third iteration, it has changed third column name, right? So that's how using Python dictionary it work. Okay. Now, what we will do, we will quickly understand which is performance efficient. Okay. For example, this one here, what we are doing, we are creating intermediate data frames. Okay. So it will create multiple intermediate data frames and that will be little overhead. Okay. So it's not much performance efficient. Okay. But if we see the select, right, it will be a performance efficient because here it is directly working on column object. Okay. Just updating the column name, right? So in one data frame, it is renaming all my columns, right? So when you don't have to update all column names, okay, or when you have to select the column names, also change their names, select is most efficient approach. Okay. Then what is the next? Okay, new column name. So this can be used when you are aware of the column name sequence. Okay, generally when you work with larger tables, this is definitely hard. Okay, so that's why we don't consider this approach much, right? But this is one approach when we have small tables. Okay, this is also one approach. Then Spark SQL, definitely it will have to parse it to again to column object and data frame. That's why let's not go with Spark SQL as well. Select EXPR, also an efficient approach, but again it has to parse. We are using SQL expressions here, right? So this is like more of a SQL approach, and using select is more of a Python approach, right? More of a programmatic approach. This again same as with column renamed. We are chaining four transformations here, right? The four intermediate data frames. Okay, so not efficient definitely. And using the dictionary again, it is iterating over one by one over all the columns. So it's same as using with column renamed three times, right? So most efficient approach is select, and then if you want select EXPR. Okay. So using select, I would say this approach, which is that. Okay, it's here. Okay. So this is the efficient approach we have, right? But we have seen multiple ways to rename the columns based on your requirement. Maybe in most of the cases you will not be able to use select in all the cases. Okay, but wherever you can use select will be efficient, right? Okay, fine. I think that's everything for this session. We have seen around seven, 8 to 9 different ways to rename the data frame. This may look very simple, but it is very important to build, thought process to grow your thinking, right? So performance wise, also have a blend which is more efficient, right? Do let me know if this is useful. Do like, share, subscribe if you feel this is useful to the community. And if you have any suggestions, feedback, do let me know in comment section. Right? Great. Thank you so much.